down to discuss our film The Expendables. Spoilers ahead. Be prepared, watch out, and take care. An armored train is transporting a fugitive to Denzali prison, while the Expendables are pursuing them in a chopper led by Barney Ross Sylvester Stallone. The team sets up a wire a few miles down the track, and Lee Christmas, Jason Statham, Gunnar Jensen, Dolph Lundgren, and Tow Road Randy Couture open fire on the guards as they approach. In the ensuing exchange, the guards return fire, and the three team members board the train, engaging in a fight with the guards. Christmas eventually locates the prisoner, known as Dr. Death Wesley Snipes, and frees him. However, as they attempt to escape, Doc stops to gaze at a portrait of a general, delaying their progress. Returning to the roof of the train, Doc takes matters into his own hands, fighting his way to the front of the train and crashing it into the prison, killing the general and causing a massive explosion. As Gunnar and Road accompany Doc, he reveals that he is a former expendable who was imprisoned for tax evasion, despite his past as a skilled killer. Gunnar offers his knife to Doc for shaving, after which he heads to the cockpit to speak with Barney. Despite Doc's desire to return home, Barney informs him that the team's next mission is to locate and capture Victor Min, an arms dealer who isn't loading a shipment of bombs. To convince Doc to rejoin the team, Barney presents him with a bag of knives that belong to him. Doc is pleased with the gesture and agrees to join them in their mission. In Somalia, the Expendables meet up with Hail Caesar Terry Crews, and together they sneak through the docks, taking out any thugs in their path. As they watch, a helicopter lands, and a man named Conrad Stonebanks Mel Gibson emerges. Barney and Doc are shocked to see him, as he was believed to be dead, and without warning, they open fire on him and his men. Stonebanks and his crew return fire, leading to a heated chase through the docks and into a warehouse. As they evade the enemy, the team faces increasingly powerful weapons, including a grenade launcher. Despite the odds, they manage to escape the thugs, but Stonebanks flees in his chopper, flying over the warehouse. When Stonebanks aims his rifle at Barney, he suddenly turns and shoots Caesar in the leg and back, causing the team to jump into the river below. Stonebanks drops a bomb on them, forcing the team to take cover as the explosion goes off. The team does their best to attend to Caesar's injuries, but unfortunately, they are unable to do much for him. They bring him to the hospital, and Barney leaves his lucky ring with him before the rest of the team heads to a nearby bar. Once there, Barney realizes that in order to keep his friends safe, he must leave them behind. Christmas attempts to persuade him to stay, but Barney is resolute in his decision and ultimately departs from the bar. Barney travels to Las Vegas to meet with an old acquaintance, Bonaparte Kelsey Grammer, in hopes of enlisting a new, younger team for the Expendables. Bonaparte is convinced to help after discovering that Stonebanks is still alive. The first potential recruit they visit is Thorne Glenn Powell in Wyoming, who possesses impressive hacking skills and shows off his daredevil nature by jumping off rocks with a parachute. The next stop is a New York nightclub, where they encounter Luna Ronda Rousey, the hostess, who demonstrates her combat skills by beating up some unruly patrons. They then meet Galgo Antonio Banderas, a man who lied on his resume, causing Bonaparte to reject him despite his pleas and boasts of exceptional combat and weapons expertise. The trio continues on to a California airbase where they meet Mars Victor Ortiz, who excels with weapons and instantly impresses Barney. In Mexico, they discover John Smiley killing Lutz fighting and exhibiting a hot-headed attitude, but ultimately joining their cause. Barney presents the new recruits to his old teammates, who view them as amateurs, before departing to confront Stonebanks. Barney receives information from his friend Trench that the CIA has ordered them to capture Stonebanks alive and bring him to The Hague for trial. Barney and the new team, accompanied by Trench, fly out to find Stonebanks. Smiley asks Barney why they are going after Stonebanks, and Barney shows him a folder detailing the war crimes and atrocities that Stonebanks has committed. The team lands in Romania and begins to surveil Stonebanks, observing his art purchases and learning that he is preparing to make a deal with another arms dealer. Thorne devises a well-planned strategy for the team to take down security and surveillance before capturing Stonebanks. They infiltrate a warehouse where the arms deal is taking place and fight their way through Stonebanks' thugs to apprehend him. During their transportation, Stonebanks is surprised by the new team's abilities and confesses to being a co-founder of the Expendables with Barney. However, he turned to a life of crime as he was unsatisfied with the group's previous jobs and wanted to make more money. Stonebanks goads Barney to kill him, but Barney doesn't. Suddenly, the thugs attack their van with a grenade, causing it to crash and sending everyone flying out. Barney, intent on killing Stonebanks, reaches for a gun but gets thrown off the bridge by another grenade. Though the thugs plan to execute the team, Stonebanks orders them to keep them alive. Barney and a group of brave companions Galgo, Christmas, Rhodes, Doc, and Gunner set off to free his captured friends, Thorn, Mars, Luna, and Smiley, from Stonebanks. During their mission, Barney discovers that Galgo's former team had been killed on their last mission, leaving him as the sole surviving member. With quick thinking, Barney creates a strategy to fight the heavily armed guards and free the hostages. After a long, grueling battle, Barney defeats Stonebanks and rescues his companions. The CIA then takes Stonebanks into custody, and the team rejoices their success, with Barney realizing he now has a new family in his brave recruits. The team successfully locates the building where the recruits are being held and rescues them without much difficulty. However, Conrad had anticipated this move and set up explosives to detonate in 45 seconds. Luckily, Thorn has a device that can intercept the signal and stops the clock at 9 seconds. With the recruits free, they set off to find Stonebanks, but Gunner and Rhodes continue to argue with the recruits. Barney reprimands them, warning that their bickering is playing right into Stonebanks' hands. Eventually, they come to a mutual agreement to work together and fight as a united front. Another intense round of fighting and gun battles ensues, with Trent shooting from a helicopter with Drummer flying and Yin Yang returning to help take out thugs. Smiley commandeers a motorcycle, and Luna impresses Galgo with her fighting skills. Galgo himself proves to be a skilled marksman. Everyone works together to take out the remaining thugs. The Expendables and the recruits make it to the helicopter, with Trench shouting the famous "Get to Dossier Show PPA" line. Finally, it all boils down to a final showdown between Barney and Stonebanks, where they engage in a brutal hand-to-hand combat. After a hard-fought battle, Barney manages to shoot Stonebanks dead for good. As the device's battery dies, the explosives start to detonate. Barney rushes to the rooftop to catch the helicopter, while the building crumbles down. In the nick of time, he leaps off the rooftop and catches the rope to the cheers of his team. Caesar makes a full recovery and reunites with his friends at a bar. The 4 recruits officially become members of the Expendables, much to the delight of Galgo. Luna expresses her gratitude to Barney by kissing him on the cheek, and Smiley teases Barney about becoming the next leader, but Barney brushes off the suggestion. Christmas and Doc engage in a friendly knife-throwing competition, with both hitting the bullseye, but Doc's knife falls off. The 4 recruits take to the stage to sing Neil Young's Old Man for karaoke, and Barney watches on, with Christmas jokingly remarking that he looks like a proud demented father, which Barney takes as a compliment. Thank you for joining us into our review. We hope you had as much fun watching it as we did breaking it down for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video from us.